Hey, what's up? As you can see, this is American DFO, or DFO Global, as they call it. I'm not really going to be spending much time, if anything, on this because of they're going to wipe. And if you know me, you know my history with this game. I've started over tons and tons of times. I really don't want to do it again to, just have it wiped in like a couple weeks. But before they wipe it, I wanted to show how I play on a gamepad. A lot of people have asked me. I was in a chat on Twitch. People were asking about how to play on gamepad, how to make it practical. It is actually not that difficult. It used to be very difficult when this game was a newer game. It was not years old. Like when it was first starting. Not only did it not have native controller support, it did not have this nice custom skill input. So I had to run it through Joy to Key. And I had to roll with the default skill inputs, which I don't have any unlocked right now, but you should know what they are. Like, for example, when you get your awakening, the usual input for it is down 4 times and Z. I'm sure you can imagine how impractical that is on a gamepad when you can just push a button on your keyboard and get it. But the way that I do it is I will show my controls. The controls for the movement is pretty simple. I put jump on X. I put select and start for quick items like, HP, MP potions. For attack, I use square. For skill, I use triangle. For skill 2, I use circle. So the face buttons are all for combat. Trigger buttons, by the way, I'm on a PS2 controller, I should have mentioned that. What I use the trigger buttons for is for moves that I use very often, but ones that I don't want to use a skill input for. Like for example, like if I bother to make this a male striker, one of his best moves is Tornado Kick, and the command for that is not very awkward. It's like left, right, C by default, but you use it very often. It has a cooldown of 7 seconds. So what I do is I put it on the first skill bar and I make sure it corresponds with one of these buttons. The other buttons, sometimes I use them for cubes. It depends on the character. It's kind of just however you want to do it. 4 skill inputs, or 4 instant press buttons for it is going to seem a little complicated, or limited rather. But you can change the skill inputs for anything else. So the way that I do it is I basically make everything into the most simple input possible, like just basic fighting game stuff, like fireballs, tatsus, hurricane kicks, dragon punches, the occasional half circle. I do not do anything more complicated than that. Basically that makes it so that you can fire off your skills just about as fast as someone on a keyboard. It may be a little slower, it depends on how fast your fingers are. Building up muscle memory, typical action game stuff, but once you get all that down, you can pretty much play on par with someone on a keyboard with who's just using the hotkeys. So unfortunately I can't really show it because I don't have a character leveled up, and like I said, it's kind of a waste of time. I've started over so many times, but like I said, now that there's native controller support in the game, you do not have to use any kind of keyboard emulation software. You can change all the inputs. Like for example, for an awakening, I use a fireball and the skill 2 button, which is space. Most melee characters don't make much use of that button, and if they do, it's just for buffs. So mapping it to quarter circle forward and space is a very easy way to get your awakening off right away. No bullshit, no crazy 5 button inputs. So in the event that I do job change, I will show my moveset again. But I just wanted to get this out for you guys. I know a lot of people have asked me about this. They had the game IP blocked for years on the American version. I know I have some international subscribers, so if you want to try this out, now that the game is open to everybody, they don't have any asshole-ish, dickish IP blocks, you can go ahead and look at this setup here. Obviously, it will differ depending on what controller you have, but honestly, I recommend using any DualShock controller, PS1 through PS4, I guess, because the D-pad is very good on those controllers. And this is a 2D game, so you know if you try to play with an analog stick on a 360 controller, you're definitely at a disadvantage. But if you have any kind of controller that you know the game will pick up natively, that has a good D-pad, I highly recommend that. So that's probably it for a DFO Global Alpha test. I really don't want to level up again, but if you have any other questions, if you want some other guides, you can look at my playlist, or you can go on my channel and search for DNF or DFO. I have dozens and dozens of videos of this game over the years, so perhaps your question or tip will be answered there. Thanks for watching. Peace.